Hello and a very good day everyone. So today we will learn on how we can actually prepare a dashboard, a P&L profit and loss dashboard in Power BI. So what you're looking here right now is a fictional company, Allen Perfume Sales Sendian Berhad. So this company, they have several segments on revenue from the Allen Perfume. So where like comes from consumer beauty, distribution channel, luxury, marketing, and so on. And then after that, you also have COGS, which also shows the cost of goods sold. And then we also have the OPEX. So basically what I want to show is I want to actually build a P&L report in my Power BI. So let's get started. So now what you do is you go to your Power BI. So first thing is import data from Excel. By clicking over here, you will notice that a box will appear. So you need to know where you save your file. So I save my file in the documents under the file name 28th November. And then once I click over here, you will notice that a box will appear. So what I need to do is I need to tick all the worksheet. So this is the revenue worksheet, so which has the revenue, the segments and so on. And then I'll tick the OPEX worksheet and also the COGS. So based on this given data, since it comes from several sources, so based on this given data, what I want to do is I want to build a P&L statement based on monthly. So let's get started. So I can actually press load, but pressing load, it will actually help it to load to the Power BI itself. So I need to go to transform. So once I go to transform, you will notice that it will be navigated to Power Query Editor. So what I want to do first is I want to actually do the revenue reporting. So revenue, what we have is we do have the main group, we have the subgroup, and we also have the months. So now what I'm going to do is I just want to remove this first column because the first column only contains the worksheet name and the company name. So I don't want this. I press right click and I remove, and just like that the first column has been removed. But then what I'm going to do next is I want to remove the columns that has null, meaning to say whatever columns that has null I want to remove. So remove row and remove blank row. So in this case, whatever rows, the entire row is null, then it will be removed. Then what I'm going to do next is I want to fill down. So I'll just select these two columns, column 2 and column 3. I right click and I press fill down. So when I press fill down, you will notice that the main group and the subgroup has been filled down. Then I want to put the January as the header. So I'll press use first row as header, meaning to say it will promote the first row becoming the header. So I click it over here and the first row will become the header. Next, if you notice carefully, here we have null, here we have Jan, here we have total, here we have main group. So what we need to do is we need to filter out. You can actually select anywhere. I'm going to select here because I want to unselect the null and then scroll down and also unselect the, if you look here carefully, I want to unselect the brand and activities. So unselect the brand activities and then press OK. So if you look carefully, now we have a proper reporting, but still I want to clean. So I want the months to appear in one column. So I select the first 3 columns, right click and unpivot other column. So in this case, you will notice here we have January, February, March, April, May, June. So this is how it looks like. So what I'm going to do is this one is the main group, subgroup, brand activities. I'll rename this as months and I'll put this into a proper formatting. So whole number, and yes, this one I'll just change to RM. So now we do have this data over here like main group, subgroup, this is. So this is our revenue report. Next is COGS. So COGS, I need to do some cleaning. The first 2 columns is not necessary. So I select the first 2 columns and delete. And then if you notice carefully, the other columns also I don't want. So column 1 until column 13, I just press delete. So right now we only have the database. The first 2 rows is not necessary. So remove. You can either remove the top row or you can remove blank row because the entire row is null. So I press remove blank row and just like that you will notice the first 2 rows has been removed. Then what I'll do is I'll put the first row as the header. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use first row as header. So this is how it looks like. And then of course here we have the date, here we have the supplier, perfume, quantity, and if you notice over here, this is all the unit price. So I don't want the details like the unit price, fried, and this price over here. So I'm going to select these three columns and press delete. So now this will be my RM, but I also don't want this supplier, so I'm going to just remove top row, and I'll just put the first row, remove the first row. So right now what you have is, you will have a proper reporting. So this is the total COGS. So what I'm going to do is, I'm actually going to change the date format. So I'm going to click here, and I actually want to put it in a proper date format. So I'm going to click here, date. So there you go. So now we have a date columns over here. But what I'm going to do next is, I actually want to put a month column. So I go to add column, and then I go to date. I want to put the name of month. So name of month means will automatically show over here. But just like this, you see here we have January, February. So what I want to do is, I want to only capture the first three letters. So I'm going to select this, and then go to transform, and then split column by number of characters. Click it over here, and I want to split into the first three as far left, and press OK. So now it will split the first three characters, and this column not necessary, I remove. So that's the reason why I have these columns, because later I can do the mapping. And then we go to OPEX. So in the OPEX column, what we have is department, expenses, OPEX category, and we have all the other months. So I'm going to select the first three columns, right click, and unpivot other columns. So here I'll just name it as months, and here I'll put it as RM. So this is the OPEX. So now we do have three different database. We have revenue database, we have COGS database, we have OPEX. So now what my manager wants to do is, my manager actually wants to calculate the P&L, the net profit for the 6 months. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go to home and close and apply. So when I press close and apply, yes, we do have the three data set, and the three data set will eventually be loaded to the Power BI desktop. But bear in mind, we are not able to create proper reporting yet, because if you notice carefully, maybe let me just show you. I'll go open my revenue. So now here we have the revenue, and let me just open the chart. I'll just tick the months, and I tick the RM. So if you look here carefully, you will notice that, just say I put my RM at the y-axis, you will notice that our data, as you can see over here, April, February, January, June, March, May, it is not sorted properly. Why? Because in Power BI, what happens is, it will actually try to sort data from largest to the smallest. So when I click here, and I want to sort properly, so sort axis, instead by sorting by count of RM, what I want to do is, I want to sort by months, and I also want to sort in a ascending order. So when you look here carefully, it is actually not sorted properly, because our financial year, our calendar year normally starts from January, but Power BI it shows from April. So this is not so accurate. What we need to do is, we need to create a dummy table. So I need to go to transform data. There are actually many ways, but I'll go to dummy table. Okay, so here we have revenue, here we have OPEX, here we have COGS. So COGS, it has the date, but for revenue and OPEX, they don't have a proper month. What I need to do is, I need to press right click, and I'll go to duplicate. So once I press duplicate, I need to actually select the months column only. So choose columns, and I will select all the columns and choose the months column only. Then I press OK. So now we have the months column, and then what I want to do is, I want to actually remove the duplicates. So remove duplicates, there you go, and then add column and index column. So it doesn't really matter about sequencing, but it notice that it will go in a proper ascending format. Go to home and press close and apply. So once I press close and apply, you will notice a new database has been loaded, and this one, it will have a connection. So now when just say I put it over here, so we have a connection between this table and this table. Why there is no connection with this table? Because if you notice, then the name is different. But before that, what I need to do is, so just say, what happened is, if just say I want to put this as sum. Okay, so sum. So yes, we do have this data, but now if just say, if you carefully notice, I unselect this month and I select this month, you will notice right now, of course, we need to do the sorting, because right now Power BI by default, they will show largest to smallest. So even if just say I click here, sort axis, sort by months, and sort in ascending order, it will actually sort from the letter A. So since we do have this dummy table over here, I select these months and then I go to sort by column, I sort by index. So the purpose of creating a dummy table is to make sure that we have a sequence column. The sequence column will help you to determine what is the proper sequence of our financial year or calendar year. But right now, if you notice carefully, yes, it has a connection, but it doesn't have a connection between COGS and revenue, this particular dummy table. So what I need to do is I select this and I drag, I put it over here. So we have a one-to-many relationship. I press save and there you go. So now you have a relationship over here. So you have months over here and so on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it at the top and this table. So wait, let me just put it over here. Okay, so there you go. So this one expand and this is the OPEX, COGS, revenue and this data. But if just say you don't want the revenue table, you can just double click and you can rename. So I can just put here monthly dummy table. There you go. So we have a monthly dummy table, we have revenue, we have OPEX, we have COGS. So right now, my manager, he wants to know what is the revenue for the months and what is the OPEX and so on. So what I want to do is, this one I'll just remove. So I want a matrix, a simple matrix. So I'll just click a matrix over here and I'll take the months. Okay, not these months, but these months over here. So that we have the January until June and I'll put it into the columns. So now this is our data. Then what I want to do is I want to calculate the sum of the revenue. So I'll just select this. Let my DAX measure be over here. New measure. So I'll put here total revenue and I put here sum. So sum of the revenue RM. So we have revenue RM, close bracket and enter. So then what I do is I'll just take the total revenue. So automatically we do have a total revenue over here. Then I'll do the same thing. I'll create a new measure just for COGS. So new measure and I'll put here total COGS. Okay, total COGS and then I'll put here sum and then I'll select the COGS total over here and then I will multiply with -1 because I want the COGS to be written in negative. I press enter and then once I press enter, I'll just stick it over here and then we have the total revenue and total COGS. But how am I supposed to put in a proper, like by column sequence or by rows? So I can go to format your visual and then over here we do have these grids, we have these values. So we can actually go to the values, we can go to the options and switch values to row rather than columns. And just like that, now we have total revenue, total COGS. We can actually do the same thing to calculate the gross profit. So I'm going to go here, click it over here, new measure again. So I want to actually calculate the gross profit. So I'm going to put here gross profit. So basically is your total revenue minus total, of course I put absolute because I want to convert it. So total COGS. And just like that, then I'll just stick it over here. So you will have this gross profit 24 minus 20 and there you go. Next, I also want to show the total OPEX. So I click it over here. I click on new measure, total OPEX. And this one, so sum of the OPEX table, OPEX RM, and I need to multiply with -1.